this topic also came about because recently, past 3 days ago, I have my virtual graduation. So the virtual graduation, it was amazing. The feeling of graduating despite virtually, it was amazing. But the fun moment is the uncertainty kicked in 5 minutes after my what's the word virtual graduation ended. The event ended, and then the feeling of, oh shoots, what's next? What now? What can I do now? Hi everyone, welcome to the Work Inspires podcast, the people's podcast for life, career, and business. Today's topic is about uncertainty. So this topic came about out of so many coaching sessions that we have been doing recently, and especially with management trainees, even with managers itself, the word uncertainty has really ring a bell. Be it uncertainty for the future, uncertainty for themselves, and even during this whole pandemic. So just a quick warm-up question. And before that, let me just introduce two amazing people in my life. So, hi Mallory and Asma. Thank you so much for your time again. Work Inspires podcast. Hi everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. So, a quick warm-up question before we dive deep. It's like, do you still face uncertainty in your life, and can you name like one uncertainty that you're currently facing, despite of where you are today? So
right
why not
now,
let's yes
what's
right now.
across my mind is
I'm gonna say it, okay? In 3, 2, 1, COVID.
like that's like the first thing. But okay. I was about to go a bit more specific. For me, the biggest uncertainty right now it's physical or virtual training.
That is
right
true.
now. Okay, that's the conversation right now. Mainly because we managed to go back to a bit of a physical session, and then we're up to 7,000 today. So today on the 25th of May, when we're doing this recording, it's 7,000. Just so the world know. Okay, future when my children grow up, I can tell them this. The highest record of Malaysia so far. But
so far,
yes,
hopefully.
so far it stays there. I hope it stays there and doesn't go any more higher than that. But yeah, so those are, I mean, and then because of this pandemic situation, we went back to virtual, and we also understand that there are some people who are going into a Zoom fatigue or virtual fatigue in some sense. So obviously for us, it's always double work to prepare things virtually and physically, and then you just gotta be agile to be flexible to know what you're going to go for in that sense. So that's right now off the cuff. The first word that comes to my head is that
virtual or not virtual?
Physical.
Cool. So Asma, how about you? You mentioned COVID.
I would say COVID, but of course the most important thing, uncertainty for me personally, is how the country is running. More towards of like how the economy is going to happen after this, because we're gonna have a lot of, well, the numbers are there, a lot of SOPs, a lot of new things that's implemented. I don't know how the country is going to run, and that would create a lot of uncertainty in a lot of businesses. And like what Melanie mentioned just now, even like for our case also, there's a lot of uncertainty, whether it's physical or virtual. But no matter what it is, I would say, okay, I'm being long-winded a bit, but I would say the most important thing is that for Malaysia, we are adapting to the situation right now. So no matter what it is, yes, there's a lot of uncertainty, but we are adapting, so that's good.
True. I think just to add on the uncertainty part, I think I joined Work Inspires and both of you in a very uncertain period that I'm also at a certain point of time. I've shared this previously in a few other podcasts. Uncertain with my position here. How do I impact the emoji for Mallory? So, like what else can I do? And do I still have a job here? And there's so many things that's going on. That creates the uncertainty that even I myself faced that one day. So I think in general, we all have uncertainties. Be it, I think, based on all the coaching sessions, be it a student after graduating, what's your uncertainty? And then from if you're joining a management trainee, if you're just an executive, outside the uncertainty of whether you're getting promoted, as well as if you're hungry, like Aspa and Mallory right here, who started their business, aside, the uncertainty of starting a business, especially during this pandemic time or even after pandemic, how the uncertainty of actually starting something out of the blue or from scratch. So with that, I was like, and we know generally our podcast is all about hacks. Hence why, with that, Mel, would you like to provide an extra hack for those who are diving into business? While Aspa think of a certain hack to really deal with the uncertainty, especially for management trainee, because we've been coaching management trainees out there and graduate trainees out there who are facing this uncertainty of once they finish their program, where could they go? For those executives of once how many more years can they get promoted? How can they get promoted? Will they get promoted or not? And I'll be touching more on the student side of after graduation, what's next? Or getting the first jobs, what's next? So
Okay.
while you guys think, let me just elaborate on the student end, because I like this this topic also came about because recently, past 3 days ago, I have my virtual graduation. So the virtual graduation, it was amazing. The feeling of graduating despite virtually, it was amazing. But the fun moment is the uncertainty kicked in 5 minutes after my virtual graduation ended. The event ended, and then the feeling of, oh shoots, what's next? What now? What can I do now? And then the best part is I went to sleep, and that's how I almost lost my ice cream. You can see Asfal and Mallory's face during that because they delivered ice cream for me. Thank you so much. They delivered ice cream for me on my graduation. But yes, that's where the uncertainty came in, the fear came in, and I went to sleep on it. But after that, I think for me personally, I already got a job. So the uncertainty part is relatively handled. But for those out there who've just graduated, who've just completed their studies and really are struggling with what's the word? Deciding what's next or where can they go now. What's the uncertainty part is number one is to pen it down, because whatever is in the mind, you constantly keep running forward. And you being a creative human being, you generally create and all those illusions that is not supposed to be there, and you create the worst possible case scenario. So pen it down. That's number one. Then I will the other few things is these 3 steps that I can teach you is list, label, and document, LLD. So you list down what are the other options that you have possibly that you can dive into, what are the fields that you can dive into. Label down who do you need to approach, what do you need to do next, and then document it down whether you've done it or whether you have not done it yet. So once you've done it, it also can become a personal diary of yours that can really drive confidence, especially in this uncertain period, especially during this COVID. Cool. So list, label, and document.
Nice. I really like that. Okay. That's really cool, Jason. I didn't even know that you thought about it. You did it before, Jason?
Yes, I've been recently doing it, and then with the recent coaching sessions as well. I think the few coaches who watch this can actually relate, because I've been sharing it a lot of times with them.
Okay, cool. All right. So for me, I would say let's talk it. Okay, no, I'll be blunt lah. I'll be blunt. Okay, don't make COVID as an excuse for your uncertainty. Okay, again, we have gone through one whole year, and beginning of this year already going to be the half of a year already of COVID. COVID is here, and it's already here already. So no matter what it is, there's no uncertainty about COVID. It's already certain that COVID is here. So it's more towards of making the best out of it. Okay. So now the thing is, it's more towards of like whatever that you have is whatever that you can control. So be it whether you are an exec going up to the ranks, or whether you're a management trainee that is already going through the program that's going to be ending soon, or let's say, for example, people who are going to be a manager, senior manager in ETC. No matter what it is, control what you can control. COVID, you cannot control, right? You cannot say it's like, hey, COVID, you step outside the office today, I want to work. Tomorrow, you want to come, don't come at this particular time. No, right? It's more towards of like whatever that you can control, whether it's so be it, whether it's virtual or physical, depending on the situation that you're in. But the most important thing is whatever that you can control is where you can decide how whatever certainty that you want to go into, so be it whether you want to climb up the ranks or whatever the job scope that's required for you to do, whatever that you can control, be in control of it, and don't make COVID as an excuse for you to not achieve what you want to achieve. So yeah, that's on my take.
So to add
Amazing.
on for what Aspa has said, um, and which also ties back to what I was about to share from, if let's say you're about to start a business and you're not too sure what you want to do, is number one, identify what's missing. So once you have already, I mean, I completely agree for entrepreneurs even, don't let uncertainty and also things you can't control be the reason for why you don't start, because there will never, it's like getting married or buying a house. You'll never know when's the right time, just do it. Okay, as simple as that. So
Yep.
same thing with, in the case of whether you want to start a business or either you want to get promoted, it's never the perfect time. You just need to go with your gut of, okay, I kind of fill in the gaps already, so it's the right time to do it. So the first thing I always say is identify what's missing. Missing in the sense of what's missing in skills, what's missing in knowledge, and what's missing in industry. And then
Yep.
secondly, upskill. So once you have found what's missing, go and work on your skills, programs, lessons, whatever training you require in order for you to fill up. For example, if let's say you plan to dive into e-commerce, but you're not too sure what is it, then there are some e-commerce like Lazada University tend to do a lot of programs out there that you can even watch in order for you to learn. Or there's so many webinars out there, free and unpaid versions for you to learn more about the e-commerce. So close the gap. And the last but not least is get mentors. Because the thing in business or in career for the matter, or even students for the matter, is that experience is something you can never buy. You can't walk into a shop and say, I'm going to buy that person's experience, and that person's experience, and then shove it to my brain and I know what to do.
I
This
wish.
A matrix.
I wish.
This A matrix in
We,
some
we
sense.
all wish.
Okay, so it doesn't work that way. But what you can do is seek mentors who have been through those experiences and then learn from them. What are the mistakes, lessons, and things that they can guide you with in order for you to overcome those gaps. So three things: identify what's missing, upskill yourself, and seek for mentorship.
Amazing. I love the summary as well, especially the Gate Mentor part. I really love it because number one is the experiences you share, it cuts shorts the amount of failures that you're gonna face along the way. Once they share with you the journey, share with you the shortcuts to life, to actually experience it the whole way. So I think I just one tiny bonus question, since we've all in the whole pandemic moment. So in your personal life, non-work related, how uncertain have you become because of the pandemic? How has it affected you in your personal life? Just to let it out to other people that we are humans too and we face the same problem as you as well.
So personal suddenly.
Okay.
Well,
I can go first. So for me, I think the pandemic kind of affected my uncertainties a lot more last year because we're just not too sure what the world's going to be, and a lot of things like from the lockdown to industry to all businesses were not allowed to operate, to companies are also to get cut of the budget and a lot of things. So for us, of course, when it comes to survivability of the business, that's like my biggest fear especially last year. But thankfully this year, it's not just us, but I think a lot of leaders out there have already decided that, hey, COVID is not going to be a reason why we are not going to progress. So I'm just going to touch a statement that I kind of shared during my TEDx recently. So recently, the TEDx with Sunway University, the theme was on limitless. And I really like it because in the limited world that we are in now, the mindset of limitless is still there. So limitless here gives us, is either you think of it as the world is your oyster, you still can do things, or either you are limited because of things you can't control like the pandemic. But tying that to what I've seen in the world is that I think after a year of going through this pandemic, people have kind of given up saying that COVID-19 is the reason why we can't do things. People have, I mean, there are a lot of really good entrepreneurs and really good businesses have already decided that that's not going to be an excuse anymore. So that limited mindset that they had, that, we can't grow the business, we're not going to invest in technology, we're not going to innovate, we're not going to try. That's a limited mindset. And that limited mindset has been pushed aside where by the limitless angel, I'll call it. So the limitless angel came in and gave you wings and you're going to go, you know what? Stop using those as an excuse and start thinking the world. If the best thing about I learned is that crisis is also an opportunity. don't waste the opportunity. So with the crisis, a lot of things are kind of reset, and a lot of things that you thought were never possible became possible. So with all that, think of it as what else can you do that you have not tried before, and go ahead and try. So this year, personally in my life, I think I kind of embraced that a lot more. Like most people, I kind of let the pandemic just sit in, and it's like, okay, it's part of life. So this year, I'm a bit more realistic and a bit more calm when it comes to dealing with those uncertainties. I don't panic as much as I did last year. And secondly, I've also embraced that. So fear, okay, I'm going to use four alphabet. Fear, it's English, it's false evidence appearing real, like, right? So I changed fear to find, embrace, action, and reflect. Okay, so find, embrace, action, and reflect. First, find yourself in the sense where what makes you human. Like what triggers your failures, what triggers fears, what triggers scare, but what triggers happiness and optimism as well. And then embrace that it's going to be a very bumpy ride. Stop trying to make every day a perfect day, but embrace the horrible days, and you know cuddle yourself and self-love in that sense. And then act is every day take action. Even if, let's say, you woke up in the wrong side of bed and it's the worst day you can ever go through, if end the day with something beautiful, even if it's a 10-minute workout, hey, it's better than nothing, right? And last but not least, always make time to reflect, because reflection gives you clarity in where you're going to move forward to. So make time to reflect about how things are, not just yourself, but how things are in the world and how things are with the environment around you. Then you deal with uncertainties a lot better. So
that is so powerful.
Point is,
Mic drop. I think Aspa has nothing on to add. Do you have anything else to add on top of that?
I
My
don't know
God,
how to top that off.
I
It's
agree.
like point it like, okay, that's it. I would say, personally, for me, this is on my perspective on how it affects me in uncertainty for this COVID also, right? So it's more towards of like, I would say, it's the time that you have to give yourself. The time that you have to give yourself. Of course, at the end of the day, we are all human. Like everybody's going through a lot of things right now. Not only COVID, but their own personal lives and etc. It's more towards of giving yourself time. Like what Mallory mentioned just now, the R reflect. Trying to echo, trying to tune in a bit.
I'm gonna treat you also as well.
But yes, I was thinking about like an energy that I can put in right now, but it's fine. But anyways, for reflect, it's the same context. It's like try to give yourself time to breathe and to love yourself, and that's something that's very important to create more certainty in your life, because all of this uncertainty that would affect you will create a lot of this negative pool that will bring you down like crazy. So have a time for yourself, love yourself more, and give yourself time and love yourself, and yeah, and that would actually help you a bit more on this certainty in life.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool, amazing. So I think just again, just like Aspa said, 3, Mel's one. I think mine, the shortest one, would be this was because when uncertainty came in, I became inaction. I can actually do as in stare on the computer and totally don't do anything for a while. So just to steal her A, which is act, out of her FEAR. So her A is to act, is actually to do one small step. Honestly, that one small step that could help you. That recently also I've been doing more exercise. So stretching was one of the thing, and then yoga came in. So one of the moments that I don't like to stretch that much. So when yoga came in, the first few things that the trainer or the video said, I was like, it's okay. Listen to your body. Just do one tiny bit today. You don't need to force yourself that much. So I really echo that to really support and help you towards uncertainty. And with that, amazing. Thank you so much, guys, and Mallory and Aspa, specifically for Mallory as well. The amount of input that you've shared, the mic drop moment that you shared as well. So,
Some of you on point though. LLD, fear, I was like,
I agree. So for those who has been listening to this episode, I really hope that you find a lot of insights to it. Please put those insights to action. And with that, remember to pen down your uncertainty. So with that, type down in the comments down below what you are uncertain of, and be amazed how how relatable you are, and how much other people are actually facing the same thing as you as well, and how uncertain they are as well. So comment down below, support each other along the way. And with that, thank you so much for spending time watching this episode, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Stay
Thank
safe.
you.
Bye. Take care. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode. We are here to inspire, so we really appreciate your support. Do share this to those people who you know can benefit from this podcast. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe all of our channels: Spotify, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Take care and see you all soon.